Hi, travel agents. Thank you all for joining us today once again. My name is Cindy, and I'll be your host for today's webinar. So, today we have a very exciting webinar with Houston. And before we get started, I just want to go over some housekeeping rules. As usual, if you have any questions, please leave it in the Q&A box below, and we'll answer it at the end of the webinar. We also have an amazing giveaway today. So, the prize is a 2 night stay. Also, two people will get a pass to the Space Explorer. And with that being said, I'd like to welcome our lovely presenter, Star Gilani. Hi, thank you for joining us.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and thanks for having us, Cindy. I'll go ahead and kick it off with a little bit about myself. So, I am the Senior Product Development Manager here at Houston First, and my main markets for travel trade are US, India, and Canada. I also oversee a program called Houston Insider, help with a lot of special projects like destination development and I don't have many hobbies outside of eating and drinking around Houston, so I hope to share some of that with you guys today. Awesome.
Awesome.
Anything else from you, Cindy?
No, that's it. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that lovely introduction. So please go right ahead with your presentation. I'm sure the agents are very excited to hear.
Awesome. So I'll go ahead and get started. The first thing I wanted to bring up on the screen is going to be our giveaway. And this giveaway is going to be for, as Cindy mentioned, excuse me, a 2 night stay in Houston, along with a Space Explorers Pass for two that includes general admission to a few of our very beloved attractions around town that are space themed. So if you'd like to enter the giveaway, please be sure to scan this QR code now, and you can do the form at your convenience. It should take maybe 30 seconds or less in order to do so. And I'll have this QR code up again towards the end of the presentation as well, but I'll leave it here for a second. And this will be an interactive presentation. I have a few questions along the way. If you guys don't mind using either the chat or the Q&A box to put in the answers for the questions I'm going to be asking, just because if I talked for 30 minutes straight, that wouldn't be fun for any of us. So we'll keep it as interactive as possible, and I hope to learn from you as much as I hope to share things about Houston. With that, I'm going to move on to the next slide, but if anybody needs this QR code or form along the way, just put it in either the chat or the Q&A box, and I'll put the link in there for you as well. So, why Houston? We are the fourth largest city in the United States. We're also the most culturally diverse city in the country. We have tons and tons of shopping, which we'll dig into here more in a second. 21 institutions within our museum district, over 13,000 restaurants that directly represent the culinary diversity that our city has. And then, of course, we're home to the one and only Space Center Houston. We're also very connected, and I like showing this slide as it showcases how many different cities have direct access to Houston. So we have flights available to about 186 cities directly, and about 70 of those are international. And with that, we also have two great airports. One is going to be George Bush Intercontinental Airport, also known as IAH. This is our largest airport in the Houston area. Fun fact about IAH, it actually opened the same year man landed on moon, which is in 1969. So it has that like a connection between space and travel within our airport as well. There's also a United Airlines main hub here at IAH, plus tons others. So, but United Airlines controls about 48% of the market here at IAH. Am I going too fast? Are you guys okay? Oh, here's some Q&A. Can you please send the actual form? Can you pop the QR code again? Yes, I will send you guys the form here in just a second. Thanks for bringing that up. It's weird that it's not working, but I'll get that for you guys here in a minute. And I'll get the link for y'all too. But yeah, any other questions, or if you want me to slow down, please let me know here in the chat. I'll keep going. So Hobby Airport is our second airport, and this airport's great as well, especially if you have any clients that are cruise goers or want to go down to the Galveston area as well. We'll touch a little bit more on this, but Hobby Airports also accepts international destinations, so it's serving about 58 destinations worldwide right now. Now, looking at our connectivity, I like to say we're a great gateway destination as well, just because we're really located within that center of Texas. And then no matter which direction you're coming from, you're able to go into other areas within the US as well. Really, no more than 2 or 3 hour flights around us, especially if you're looking at some of the other major destinations around the US. Transportation is great here in the city as well. There's often this joke that Houston is not seeable without a car just because our city is quite large. However, I've done it often without a car myself. So we do have a local bus, but more importantly, our Metro Rail is fantastic, specifically the Red Line. So there's two big developments that have happened. One is going to be our Metro bus services that come into downtown Houston from both of our airports, but specifically Route 500 that got launched this year from IAH to our downtown Houston area. It's $5.50 and it's direct, so there's no stops along the way, and it's become quite popular. I've used it myself actually, just because it's way cheaper than trying to find airport parking and doing all the other things. And another great asset that we have is with our Metro Rail. That red line that I was referring to stops from downtown, Midtown, Museum District, our Met Center, as well as our zoo and other attraction areas, and then connects it directly to NRG. Thanks, Celine. One thing that I wanted to mention or ask is, some of you may be aware that we're hosting FIFA World Cup next year. And so this red line is going to be a great asset because not only does it connect you with all of the main attraction areas. It also connects you to Edo, which is going to be the main fan fest area for Houston. And then we're also going to have all our games being played at NRG. And this red line actually connects it from all those areas. So it's going to be utilized even more than it is now. Locals, if you ask them, they'll say they often use it for the Houston Rodeo, which we'll talk about here in a second as well, which is one of our largest events, and it's the largest rodeo in the world. Please feel free to ask any questions along the way. I also wanted to touch briefly on our Georgia Brown Convention Center in the sense of if there are any planners here that also specialize in mice. This convention center is getting a huge facelift, and so it's about a $2 billion project that's partially funded by the state of Texas. A lot of other cities in Texas are going through this as well. The difference here is we're doing it in phases rather than shutting down our convention center. So what you're seeing, the left photo is going to be of part of our expansion that's going to be completely new, and it's going to be completed by August 2028 for a convention that's going to be coming into town. And then that central business district image that you see is right in front of our offices here at Partnership Tower. And it's a great area not only for that business traveler, but also for that leisure traveler, as they're able to walk through a really beautiful curated park called Discovery Green that's 100% funded by a conservancy and has these like beautiful historic trees that have been here for over 100 years. And we're part of like the original area, as it was called, and it was more like a neighborhood, and now it's evolved into this beautiful park that it is, and it's surrounded by other restaurants. But this street called Avenida gets activated for lots of events constantly, so it's a great way for that leisure audience to enjoy something for free as well, and maybe come into a night market. Speaking of night markets, shopping is also great in Houston. And what's really worth noting here is that we are a tax-free destination. So if you are shopping within the Galleria Mall, which is the largest mall in Texas, and it has over 375 stores, an ice rink, and so much more. But what's cool is that you can, there's about 200 or so businesses from the Galleria that qualify for a tax refund. And you can go to the kiosk directly at the Galleria Mall with your passport, your return ticket home, and they'll process that refund for you for your taxes. Especially if you have those clients that are doing more high-end shopping, they really end up saving a lot of money through this process. And speaking of other shopping destinations too, I wanted to showcase this map of Houston. I hope it's not overwhelming for you guys, but we joke and we also call ourselves a loop city. And you'll see there's this first loop, that's the 610 loop. And then outside of it is going to be the Beltway 8 loop as we see it. There's actually another big loop around it. That's because our city has lots of great suburbs that surround it. But within the 610 loop, you're going to see different colors like the orange, the greens, and the purples. And I wanted to highlight these because your clients can really enjoy a different vibe, only a 10 to 15-minute drive from each other, granted they're not being rush hour time. And this is great because if your clients want to do more thrifting, maybe they go into that 6-7 area where it's Montrose, our district with lots of thrift stores and unique eateries and really well acclaimed bars, or they want to get a historic vibe. They want to see what like Old Town Texas can look like. They can maybe go to that 11 and 4 area, which has the Houston Heights. It was the first suburb for the city of Houston, believe it or not. And they have this historical street where you can walk down and maybe get a cowboy hat or make a candle or even get a snake themed belt around it. So really, really cool way to see that part of Houston as well. And then if you have any clients that are more into luxury, they can go down to 3 and 9, which is our Highland Village area, as well as our River Oaks district, to do more of that high-end shopping, whether that's your Cartier or your Hermes, you'll find that curated here as well. And then the Galleria area is sort of between that 17 and 11 region, more closer downwards. And that shopping district is across the street from the River Oaks. So you're really able to enjoy all of that. And then just down by that 13 area is going to be our Asia Town. And then we also have a Mahatma Gandhi district here in the city within that larger loop. Does Houston have an A? Yes, we do. Dana, I hope I'm saying that right. We do have an agent verification program, and I can send that information over to you after the call as well. And the program's great because it automatically enrolls you within our newsletter where we do a bunch of giveaways and stuff too. But yes, we do have an agent verification program. So now looking at restaurants, we have over 13,000 restaurants here in our city that represent more than 70 different countries. Why I love Houston food is again because of our incredible diversity. And this diversity is seriously directly reflected in our food. So you can find anything from West African food to Oaxacan food. The other day I went and had an incredible Puerto Rican meal. And I know these are available in a lot of other destinations as well. But because we're such a melting pot of cultures, you're really able to see the true authenticity of those flavors when you dine in Houston. We're also a Michelin city now. So we have 6 one-star restaurants here in the city, plus a ton of BIP Gourmand recommended restaurants here as well. And Michelin is going to be back in town very, very soon to do their next set of announcements. Shy, yes, there are FAMs that we are planning for 2026. And if you're interested in that, feel free to send me an email as well. And I'm more than happy to put you on our list. Thanks for the questions, guys. And I actually have one for you all if you're able to participate. So do you have any clients that travel specifically for culinary? And if so, what types of tastings or flavors are they usually looking for? I'll pause and I'll pull up that link while I see if there are any that come through. Yes, lots of color different. So nothing in a particular Shy. They're not like, oh, we definitely want to eat, French cuisine, or it's just they're down to eat anything and are excited about it. So not really child friendly, but they love all food and new experiences. Okay, good. Good to know. Thanks, both of you for sharing that. That's very helpful as we think about the type of experiences that we're working on. There's one restaurant in Aruba and it's an Indian restaurant. Oh, there's quite a few Shy. Maybe is Musafir, it's Michelin recommended, or Aga's is the one my family and I dine at quite often. It has like I don't know, crazy amount of reviews now, more than 5,000 for sure. And it's still at like 4.7 star. August. Okay, good. I'm glad that's the one. I dine there more than any human should. So hopefully you guys are able to come down and we can take you to it. Yeah, August is phenomenal. They do everything right. Thanks so much for helping answer that question for me. Now I'm going to be talking about outdoors. What's really cool about Houston from an outdoor perspective is that we have tons of great parks, but they're also all activated with something to do. So you're able to see bats at sunset or enjoy movies under the moon or a fitness class, all for free within our parks. And then some of our most like iconic parks include Herman Park and Memorial Park, as well as Buffalo Bayou, which is where this photo comes from. Now we're going to be talking about some Houston attractions. So Space Center Houston is the one and only place where you can see where astronauts train, as well as see the historic mission control and more. It was designed by the Walt Disney Corporation back in 1992. And so it does have that sort of magical feel as you're coming into the space. Space and Space City. It also has over 400 different artifacts. And again, you can see the full reenactment of the original mission control where, you know, they say, Houston, we have a problem, where man landed on moon. You get to see all of that happen. And it's really in close proximity to us as well. And by us, I mean to downtown Houston. So you're looking at about a 45-minute drive if you're going down to Space Center Houston. And it's only 7 miles from Kima Boardwalk, which is our very own boardwalk where there's games and some delicious seafood. So we love mentioning that because it ends up being a great itinerary for your clients that are coming into town. A few more things about Space Center Houston. I know I mentioned 400 different artifacts and being able to see the historic mission control, but they also have quite a lot of luxury experiences. So you're able to do like breakfast with an astronaut, or even go back and see where the astronauts are training. And then we have connections there for rates, as well as FIT rates, as well as group rates, and for some of these private experiences as well, depending on your client needs. Um, yes, I will share my email and I'll share the link, but here's my email for now. Sending it in one of the responses. Perfect. And then I'll put the link, Dana, as well for you for the certification program. I'm gonna keep going. We also have tons of sports, and it's a great way to integrate them, not even just in itineraries, but to be able to enjoy something iconic while you're visiting the city. So we have our basketball, which is the Houston Rockets. We have American football with the Houston Texans, soccer or football with Dynamo and Dash, and then baseball with the Houston Astros. So collectively, there's over 150 fans that can sit in the stadiums, and then the Astros are two-time World Series champions. So that does give us a little bit of clout, and those games are quite fun. I actually went to one recently after a very long time. Galveston Island brings me to my next question for you all. Anyone here sell cruise packages at all? Oh, shy lots. Nice. Anybody else? Well, yes, awesome. Well, I only mention as Houston ends up being Royal Caribbean. Yeah, we have a Royal Caribbean terminal as well in Houston, and it's awesome because we're the fourth largest cruise port now in the United States, and you're able to fly into IAH, stay here for a night or two within the Houston proper area, within hopefully the 610 loop, just so that you're able to be close proximity to other unique things like our attractions, and then go down to Galveston for your cruise. We have tons of great itineraries for that as well that I'm happy to share with you all. This gives them a chance to see the fourth largest city in the United States, then have this like island time and still go on to be able to see a cruise and be in a cruise, all while having this like a really reformed itinerary for them. Yeah, Sha, you're right. So the cruise port is a bit far, but with some of the added items that we've put into the itineraries, I think it really helps close that gap. So we can definitely send that over to you guys as well for consideration. And then, if there's ever a chance that you're in Houston, we can showcase that to you as well. Theater district. We have an amazing theater district, and I say this because we have the second most seats in our theater district after New York. It's about 17 blocks, 9 renowned performing arts organizations. We have our own ballet, our own opera, our own alley theater, and we have our own symphony as well as opera. So you have all of those principals constantly running in Houston. So there's some sort of show going on every single night of the week. But more importantly, because Houston is often not seen as a theater destination, our pricing ends up being a little bit more affordable, if you will, especially on a weeknight, than other destinations, at least that I've traveled to. So it is a good perk for me. Yeah, Dana, it's definitely a good alternative, just because you're able to do a lot of these big city activities, but then also have the cruise port right along the corner. Now looking at our museum district, I think I mentioned we have 21 institutions within our museum district, out of which 10 are always free. The other 11 or so have free nights and free days, which change from either Tuesday nights or Thursday nights. But what's great is having these great museums for free gives anyone a chance to be able to go and visit them. Some great accolades, like the Houston Museum of Natural Science, has the largest paleontology exhibit in North America. The Houston Museum of Fine Arts has the largest Latin and Asian collection in North America. We also have some of my favorites, like the Buffalo Soldiers National Museum, that's great because it depicts the journey of the African American soldier from the beginning of Civil War up until now. It's the only one in the world that does that. They also do lots of reenactments, which are deeply personal and very soulful to watch, and gives you a very close glimpse into the history. And we also have our own Holocaust Museum, as well as one of my favorites, which is called the Minot Collection. And that one's completely free all the time. And you're able to see lots of surrealism art as well as historic art all curated into one gallery. Seasonal temps. So Houston is pretty much very standard all the time, in the sense of it doesn't get very cold in this city. So summer tends to be quite hot and humid, but it's also hot and humid in other parts of central and southwest United States in general along that time. But like right now, I know I'm wearing a jacket, but that's because my office is freezing. But outside, it's probably like 80, 83 degrees or something. It probably won't go up more than that this week. So it's been really nice days and nights for us here. And yeah, it's quite tolerable, but we're a tropical climate generally. Hope that answers your question, Dana. Awesome. Now looking at live entertainment, we have lots here as well, just from the perspective of not only having great musical hall spaces, but also having this clout for being a music city. So, Beyonce's from here, Megan Thee Stallion's from here. Our rodeo, which we're going to talk about in the next slide, ends with a concert every night as well. And so because of that, people travel from around the world to come see performances within our spaces, just because we have that like music cloud, but we also have great venues and facilities. And this helps you because you're able to integrate some sort of musical act, if your clients appreciate that within their itineraries as well, or craft one just for it. My friends and I traveled to London just to see Coldplay. And it was like, it's been one of our best memories. And I know a lot of other people are doing that sort of travel now too. So looking at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, I know I mentioned a little bit, but it is the largest rodeo in the world, and it goes on for about 25 days. And what's really, really cool about it is that, again, it ends with a concert every night that's included as part of your ticket. So tickets start as low as 26 to 30 USD, and this includes entrance into the rodeo, being able to watch all the actual rodeo activities and that concert. And then outside of the rodeo stadium, if you will, there's a barbecue contest, a parade, wine show, carnivals, and lots of dining and shopping. So it's very immersed in that environment. You know, being the fourth largest city and living here pretty much all my life, I never wear my hat or my cowboy boots until it's rodeo season. And then everyone is wearing it too. So we all really get into the spirit for that month, and then we're back to our normal clothes. But it does make it quite fun. Donna, great question. So Galveston is about a 45-minute to an hour drive from the city, but it sort of works out because if you're landing at the international airport, which is IAH, you have to make your way down, go through the city, and then end up in Galveston. So to cut that short, like drive in maybe 25 to 30 minutes, spend a night or two within the city, and then take either public transportation or your own transportation down to the cruise port really helps that user out to be able to get both experiences. I hope I answered that question well. Now, looking at the Houston Zoo, another great asset within our city. It's a 55-acre zoo, has over 6,000 animals and over 900 different species. They do a ton of conservative efforts as well for the animals that are with them. And they also have unique experiences like feeding a giraffe or bathing an elephant that are available. We're also quite quirky. I like talking about this because we make it seem like, oh, it's diversity, but there's nothing unique about it or whatever. Like when I hear that, I want to cry because I love living here and I love this city. And that's why I added this slide in, because we have a lot of like unique and quirky items to ourselves. So we have a National Museum of Funeral History, the Orange Show Center, which is created by an artist. And it's just like a mind-bending sort of interactive space that you can go into, again, local to Houston. Beer Can House is also very unique. It's literally in the middle of a street of all these other like homes where people live in right now. But this guy named John, back in like between the 80s and 90s, loved beer and took his collection of beer cans and turned it into like an actual exhibit space. He even used like the lids of the beer cans to create this like wind chime effect when you walk in. And him and his friends drank over 50,000 cans of beer to create this house, and now you can just walk up and visit it, and it's just nice and quirky. We also have a Meow Wolf that's within our city as well, and they've been around for about a year now. Oh, Donna, thank you for the compliment. So now we're going to look at nightlife as well. So again, I know there's nightlife in other parts of the US, the world, everywhere. But what's unique about Houston is that there's really something going on every single night of the week. And it's also curated to not only if you're in a niche, like you like just this type of thing, or to everyone, which is something I enjoy. So you can be going into a speakeasy called a Sugar Room on a Thursday night for R&B night, or you can be going into one of our clubs on a Thursday night and really just having a night out. So it's really open for every type of taste for that specific client that you might have. Also, some other annual events that are uniquely Houston. We have the Art Car Parade. It celebrated its 38th year this year. Houston's known for like slap cars and decked out cars. And so every April, there's a parade that happens on Saturday morning where there's all these cars and floats going down, and they're made by locals and people that live here. And it's just been an ongoing tradition, and it's really neat. It's a cool sight to see, especially if you have families as clients that want to look for a unique experience for their children. They love it. It's completely free to watch. And then they also have like other participation things that you can do. We have Comic Palooza, which is sort of like our Comic Con. We have Texas Renaissance Festival that's going on right now, the Bayou City Art Festival, Cinema Arts Festival that's also going to happen in November. And then, of course, some of our holiday programming, including Ballet's The Nutcracker that happens annually here in Houston. There's also another great asset for you all, and this is the Houston Experience Marketplace. And this has a lot of our signature experiences that we've created, along with other passes, like the Space Explorer Pass that we're giving away today within the marketplace itself that you can purchase, or you can tell your clients about if they're doing this on their own. So I just recommend checking that out. For a stopover. Oh, Dana, absolutely. It's a great getaway for a stopover before an international trip, especially because not only of our direct flights, but because of where we're located geographically. So that London trip I was telling you about, I have some friends that live in the Northeast, if you will, and then they flew down to Houston and we went to London together because it was not only cheaper for them, but also better in terms of timing. So yeah, and they ended up staying with me for a night and it was quite fun. So I know we were having some challenges with the QR code and the form, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can get you guys the right code. But if there's any other questions that I can help answer, I'm happy to do so at this time as well.
Great. That was a lovely presentation, by the way, Star. I loved it. And
Thanks.
I've never been to Texas before, but definitely would love to go. And Houston is definitely on the top of my list.
Yay, I'm so happy to hear that. I'm just pulling up this form right now so I can drop it. And then I don't know if anybody else has any other questions. I know there was a question about the certification program, so I'll drop that as well. Pulling those up. Sorry to keep you guys waiting.
Also, agents, next week I'll also send you all the follow-up email with Star's email address as well as any additional information that she will want to share with you all.
Yeah, and just for the interest of time, Cindy, maybe we include the giveaway link within that email as well, just to
Yes.
give everyone a chance to fill it out correctly and not have to do it with so much pressure right now. This way they can have it all, and we can pick the winner later on as well.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. You can send me the link and I'll include it in the email.
Awesome. And then I'll also send you the link for our certification program for the agents, and I'll drop that link within the chat as well right now. Here is this one. Sorry, Dana, I'm gonna come to your other answer. Oh, yay, thanks, Dana. I hope that we're able to have you here. Anybody else have any other questions? I know some of you were asking about the form. We'll send that as a follow-up email, and then we'll also include information about our Houston Travel Pro training and my contact info so that we're able to stay in touch. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Thanks, Cindy.
Yes, thank you. This was such an amazing presentation. So thank you. Thank you, agents. Any last minutes from you, any last words from you, Star, before we sign off?
No, just I appreciate all of you, and I had such a good time talking to you guys and sharing a little bit about my home. And I hope to work with each of you at some point to help promote not just Houston, but anything you might need as you're planning itineraries and trips for your clients.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, everybody, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.